question is, how does a business owner find the appropriate financing, if it's a hard money lender or one of these other types?
And often it's the kind of classic referral network, lawyers, accountants, bankers, if you have personal bankers and relationships with them. It's, you've probably already talked to your banker and they've told you that, hey, when you get to X, we would make you this loan, or we'd look real hard at it, but we can't right now because of X, Y, and Z. So in the interim, this is the space you might want to look at. They might give you direct referrals. That's certainly point one. Point two would be, again, brokers. I'm not here to say any mortgage banker is doing anything wrong, but bankers, like I was touching on before, they sort of have their product, and that's all that they're talking about. That's all that they're kind of bringing to the forefront. Brokers, just as a nature, they don't have any money of their own. Right? That's why they're brokers. So they have a continuum or a arena of sources, and some might be better than others for your particular needs. It happens all the time. Again, I'm not here to say the broker model is better or worse than lenders that fund with their own money, but they often, it's kind of like the Wall Street deals about proprietary products. Hey, we've got this great, stock for you to look at because it's the one we're underwriting. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, just it's kind of implicit in it,
That's right.
It might not be the best stock, but it's the one we're underwriting. So I'm just here to say there's a lot to be said. Talk to 3 brokers, hypothetically, and they all tell you X lender is fantastic. They might be worth a call. Either they're complete knuckleheads, right? Or they've found through experience and years of working with that lender that, they do what they say they're going to do. They don't bait and switch. They're reliable. They're, they have integrity. They act with ethics. All that is kind of important in this space, as opposed to, again, where you have no idea and you show up at the closing and you think you're getting a 7% loan and the paperwork says 12 and you have to close tomorrow.
Wow.
Or near there. I've seen it. I've literally seen it.
And that's where the broker's experience with these lenders can be very valuable.
Sure, they've closed 10 loans over X number of years or whatever. They know the people. They literally know the people at the lender.
That's right. And a lender's credibility, right? A lender's reputation.
All that. Better Business Bureau. Right. Absolutely right.
How long are they regulated?
Sure. I mean, what do people say? If you start looking at all of that and everything adds up, as opposed to over here, there's, some nastiness that doesn't square with what you're hearing, there's probably a good reason why, the brokers and other sources are saying, hey, they did what they told me they would do. That goes a long way. To me, it always does, regardless of the service or trade that the professional is in. They did what they told me they would do.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. That really is a form of integrity.
That's huge in this space, because really that's what you're borrowing for at the end of the day. I mean, maybe that extra, 10th of an interest rate is that big of a thing. And again, I get it. Everybody in the space, to me, gets it why a borrower would prefer a bank loan. But if you can't get that, what's the next best alternative?
Mm-hmm.
And sometimes that's somebody who does what they said they're going to do, even when it's not quite as optimal or financially attractive. Because usually there's other stuff that comes with that isn't so good. Like I said, about prepayment penalties or terms or covenants or cross-collateralizing or whatever. Just there's something in their documents that isn't as favorable as you otherwise might get from a non-traditional lender.